these jungle areas are teeming with life. And usually these are scenes and occurrences which are hidden from our view. But the Wild Asiad team consider it their privilege and responsibility to bring these before you. And so we are now set and ready with a news report which would allow you to get a little closer to this very special world. So stay with us. When people perform tasks that others cannot, those others look on in dismay and even with a sense of envy. Well, there's little that can be done about that. However, it is clear that not all people can do everything. Yes, it's as the saying has it, you cannot be a master of all, but of one.
Though the Malabar pied hornbill has a prominent beak, it finds it difficult to drink water. That probably is the reason that it is watching the elephant coming in to drink water with a sense of distaste. The thirsty elephants have come to the waterhole to quench their thirst. Though the muddy water did not seem inviting, the elephant took some to wet his tongue. It was not at all sufficient. But when food and drink is scarce, everyone has to tighten his belt. An adult elephant needs about 100 to 200 liters of water a day. Elephants are attracted to clean water, but are said to be able to stay without water for days. Due to the activity of their muscular bodies, they are said to need a lot of water to drink, as well as to immerse themselves in to cool off. The elephant took his fill of water for about 5 to 10 minutes and walked away into the jungle. The hornbill had a defeated look on his face. When people with ability attain their goals, there are others who look upon them with envy and anger. Not just among us humans. There are similar instances in the jungle too. The only feasible thing would be to grin and bear up.
As the saying has it, even if at retirement age, a monkey never walks on the ground. But there are very special occasions when it does need to climb down and walk. And that is when they have to quench their thirst. So this is one of those occasions.
Monkeys always go about in groups. They go into the water after making sure there is no danger lurking around. It is observed that they join other innocent animals when drinking at the waterhole. Though the monkeys are somewhat unruly at times, animals that we label innocents do not heed their disturbance. The reason must be that even deer are aware that those who ride high in the jungle are a class apart. But everyone who rides high has to come down to earth one day. According to Darwin's theory of evolution, monkeys were the ancestors of man. We can thereby say that the monkey diverted the course of history. Also, monkeys work in groups, showing a sense of unity. Do we as humans possess this quality?
We have various reasons for being proud. Maybe it's because of the way we look, maybe the fortunes we have collected, or maybe the power we enjoy makes us feel proud, and so it is too in the animal kingdom. Now let's figure out why this one is proud
Peacocks usually like to display their plumage on the branch of a tree. The peacock apparently does not want to dirty his feathers, or maybe he knows that a tree is a better place to display its feathers. Some consider the peacock a proud bird due to it being endowed with the most beautiful plumage by Mother Nature. It can be compared to an exquisite painting, finished in an enchanting combination of colors. Endemic to Sri Lanka and India, the peacock dances around a female with feathers outstretched, inviting her to be his mate. Dancing around carrying a heavy plumage to win a female is indeed a sacrifice on the altar of love.
Give and take. What does that mean? Just as it suggests. When we accept something, we should be able to return something of equal value. And if we are careless about that, then what would you do? Well, one needs to remain in hiding. But how long can one remain in hiding? There's also a story amongst the people of our land that, if there is a person who has taken some item of clothing, then he should have returned it or reciprocated in some way. So even if a person's outfit is white, if his behavior is anything but that, then what is the use?
Always on the alert and flitting about, this bird is the Asian paradise flycatcher. Migrating from the Himalayas to Sri Lanka during the winter, it can be seen in the lower plains and up to altitudes of 5,000 feet.
Caste may mean nothing much to us, but in elephantine society, caste has a very big place in there. And we think we have encountered an elephant of the highest caste here in the jungle. And the arrogance with which it conducts itself may be on account of its caste, we thought. Enjoy.
මුවැල්ල සද්දන්ත කුලේ ඇලියෙක් විශාල මේ උඩවල වනෝද්‍යානයේ අලින්ගේ ලොකු අලින්ගෙන් එකෙක් විශාල අලියෙක්. සාමාන්‍ය මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ ඉන්නේ ඉතර විශාල නොවු අලි. නමුත් මුවැල්ල විශාල අලියෙක්. අර තනකොළ කඩලා ගසලා දාන්නේ ඒවයි තියෙන වැලි එතකොට වෙනත් කුමීන් වගේ තියෙන ඒවා මේ ඉවත් කරන්න තමයි ඒ ගසන ක්‍රියාවලිය කරන්නේ.
Class is a factor affecting elephant society from time immemorial. Though it has lost its validity in human society, class plays an important part when defining elephants. This huge animal, belonging to a high caste, is a rare animal in the jungle, a must-see animal.
We have all sorts of creatures without feet, with feet, two-footed, four-legged, all sorts, and those that crawl upon their stomachs. Whatever it is, it may be difficult to get around and about, and quite apart from seeking food, sometimes even to get some refreshing water may be a bit of a laborious trip. But laborious it may seem, however vital to be able to sustain life.
This visitor, creeping along on the banks of the lake, is thirsty. It crawls along the grassy undergrowth as if stalking prey. It has a large cylindrical body which can shrink or expand at will and is covered with scales. The head is shaped like a shield. A short tail and uneven circular spots complete the picture. It lives in the forest and wild shrub areas and is active during the day and night. Though the python is known as a lazy animal, our Wild Asia team felt that it is telling us that we have to labor for our food.
Even those that live in the water have specific times for bathing. And if they were to miss that opportune time, then there's hardly any other time available. Even if there is nothing they had to do, the day is very orderly. Now there's a saying amongst our people that the best bath is where one draws the water up. You decide what kind of bathing this is.
This is a common bathing spot for our wild friends. Though aquatic and living in the water, this painted stork comes with the family for a bath. You will see they are clever at water sports too. But one thing is clear. No gossip about neighbors is exchanged. The painted stork, a fairly large aquatic bird, dips his body in water and comes up again. When bathing, it cleans itself by brushing away bits of rubbish that have stuck on its feathers. He then gets out of the water. On land, he arranges his feathers methodically. He also massages his entire body with its beak. The stork spends 10 to 15 minutes on this cleaning ritual. After this, the entire flock takes wing, and it is such a pleasing sight in the jungle. Flying in this manner achieves two objectives. One, to dry wet feathers, and the other, to go in search of food in a new location. The painted storks display their true colors in flight, and in large numbers, it is truly a magnificent sight.
In the forest, there are those that belong in large groups. They may be part of a flock, whereas in amongst them all, there are those who are always alone. It may be because they are terrifying and vicious at times. And also often it is very difficult to spot them in the jungle. But the Wild Asia team here was able to take a good look at one of those rare ones. Let's see what we can learn about him.
This lone leopard ambles along in the jungle in search of food. It is said that leopards walk when hungry. It may just be his mission too. Belonging to the feline family, the leopard is a very strong animal. It haunts the forests in the hilly regions. Eating and resting is usually done atop a tree. A fully grown leopard grows to a length of 1.2 meters. The length of the tail is about 1 meter. The yellowish-brown coat has black spots on it. The leopard lives alone. At times, it stores its food on the branches of a tall tree. However heavy the load, after killing its prey, it is strong enough to carry it onto the top of the tree. The leopard runs very fast and pounces on the animal it hunts. Pigs, monkeys and deer form a good part of its diet. Though man is very keen to see leopards, they are so very elusive.
The rain in no way stops the activity of the Wild Asia TV team. Oh no. We have to get about in the jungle, and we do. And that's the reason why we are here.
Our Wild Asia TV team cannot stop walking even though it is raining. We have to continue our walk to look up our jungle friends. On rainy days, the forest floor is muddy and gets inundated with water. But we still have to trek in the jungle to complete our walk. We came upon a pair of hornbills perched on a tree in the rain. Wild animals don't waste their time eating and drinking. Their main concern is the propagation of the species. As the body is entirely covered with feathers, we don't realize that they have a strong backbone. We identify birds by their beaks. This is only part of the story. They utilize the beak for the preservation of their species too. These gifts, given to us by nature, show us that love is an essential ingredient in life.
In amongst the denizens of the jungle, events occur and then they disappear. To capture these very precious moments one by one and to include them in a report and bring them before you is an especial responsibility held by the Wild Asia team. So we therefore would like to invite you to join us again as we undertake another tour and bring you another report from the forest on another occasion. But for now, it's goodbye.